Gene Marks is a friend of mine and a business owner in Pennsylvania, and he has a regular column in the Washington Post. Every time I read his column in the Washington Post and hear him speak overall, he gives such nuggets of insight that cause you to either laugh, cry, or go, I didn't know that, I didn't think of that. So I thought to put some highlights together to share with you some highlights of a recent column he had in the Washington Post, and it's entitled 10 Big Things We Learned About Small Business in 2017. One of them, he relates the story that we all heard about two co-founders of a company who had to put a fake account together to get their calls returned. They put a guy in the email, and they realized the guy's name, that they got more response, more attention by having a guy's name instead of just them. What a shame, and I hope that female founders, female entrepreneurs have even better and better success and are taken more seriously in 2018 than they have been in the years since. But hey, they're hustlers, so they had to do what they had to do to build their business. Another nugget Gene Marks brings out and talks about in the Washington Post column about Bernie Madoff, how Bernie Madoff is even making money in jail. He's making a mint, Gene Marks says, selling hot chocolate in prison. Interesting. An entrepreneur to the core, even though Bernie Madoff was one sick dude. Gene Marks talks about how it seems like he doesn't say this, but that I'm adding to this, and that it seems like in the East Coast and West Coast we're so used to Silicon Valley, Silicon Alley, everything digital and cool and apps. But Gene Marks says here in the Midwest, one thing that's booming and doing quite well is video rental chains. So the regular old school going to a video store and renting a video, be it DVD, CD, or VHS, whatever. In the Midwest, it's working. And probably why? Because they don't have access, all of them don't have access to the broadband capabilities that we have in some of the coastal towns. Midwest is still probably a bit behind in many of those towns, especially smaller towns. There was a restaurant that was fully automated, Gene Marks talks about, but he says the restaurant kind of had to step back because it was a bit too much for customers. So lesson learned, automation is great, but sometimes it can be too much. And last but not least, Gene Marks gives a story of how a Dunkin' Donuts employee rescued a customer that went missing. So that's a very nice story to end it on. And there's a lot more things he says in there, 10 things. I just recounted some of them. But again, kudos to my friend Gene Marks. And you can read his Washington Post column. I just recounted some things that I thought were cool nuggets in his column. Take care.